What is going on YouTube? This is Acidic Roots on Frenchy Talents YouTube. So within these pitches, this is something that Trollface wanted me to do as far as talking about Ukraine pitches like that, the Russia-Ukraine war as far as these pitches going to happen. So within the particular fair, this war has been going on. It's kind of within the pitch. I realized the product of this particular war as far as these asks is going to happen. It's basically like some of those Iraq and Iran wars, some of those the pitches, the Afghanistan war pitches like that, some of those type of ordeals. It was kind of the pitch. Figured I'd cut. It's not to purposefully be an ass and pitches like that within that prick type territory is full bound within these pitches, but I did make some observations kind of within these pitches as to like the format as to what the particular goings on with this affair. When you pay attention, I mean, yeah, within particular affairs, you see this sort of stuff on the news and pitches like that as to what these folks are doing with. But I look after the concept as far as some of these type of appeals that kind of happen within the everyday type of appeal, realizing it's been since early 2022 that the folks at this particular fanfare has been dealing with. So it's just kind of fair some of this, but kind of something I was within the question of is just wondering what do these people in Ukraine do besides the question if they're going to be bombed all day. It's kind of fair. So I mean, that's kind of the format of just living there, and for folks who have to live their pitches like that, just question what's kind of going through their heads as they just are at home pitches like there, whatever is particularly going on. Just bombs in the backyard like they're birds in a tree or something like that. It's kind of the ordeal. I just question it's kind of an ordeal as whether or not I was saying, are they watching like Seinfeld and then someone's like, turn up the volume, those stupid bombs. Makes you question if it's like, are they watching Seinfeld and someone's like, turn up the volume, those stupid bombs are too noisy, something like that within those pitches. You kind of question within those ordeals, just wondering, just the fanfare, they're kind of noticed by it. They just happen to just the format to how they adapt within some of that formats, the just like the goings on with like the just a routine kind of war. It's just kind of strange that there's actually people still living within that area within those pitches, despite what's going on within some of that pitches. It's kind of the format. It just feels like something out of like a an action movie, something like that within those ordeals. When you think of something like Godzilla or something like that, it's kind of those ordeals just within those pitches, kind of the fair. But just to say on top of that, it's been since 2022. I probably would have to guess that sleeping's probably a pretty good nightmare as well. This within pitches feels like an endless episode of the MASH show, if you remember that particular show as far as those pitches kind of go. Particularly for folks, I don't know if some of these people still work wherever they live in Ukraine, if they're still having to report to work, some of that pitches. I question what the goings on with some of that particular affair is, but it's kind of the concept as far as wondering it's kind of within the product of getting like a decent sleep. If you just got to sleep like 15 minutes ago and then a bomb or something like that wakes you up, it's got to be hell of annoying if you have to try to get back to sleep all those multiple type times pitches like that. So it's kind of the ordeal. And I question what that sort of fare is for folks that are night owls pitches like that kind of sleep during the daytime. It's probably not that sufficient within some of those type fares. So I just question if there's night owls around that territory. But then to say on top of that, I'm guessing that the Russians are probably bored to tears also within some of these pitches. It just kind of makes me curious if the war is like a full time kind of work shift, where you would say 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., bombs all day. Then you go home, and what do you do after that? It's kind of pitch. Just question what these Russian troops kind of what goes along with the fare behind it once they report, once they kind of particularly clock out for the day and they're done bombing within some stuff pitch. I wonder if it is like a 24-hour type schedule, what their work shift kind of is for like the hours where it's just said these particular people from 7 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock p.m. pitches like that. You just bomb all day, and that's kind of the pitch. Just I question what the fair about it is, what they do besides makes you question what they do besides that as far as those fairs go. I'm not to say it's full bound, but I just you question are they allowed to drink for hitting a few buildings, something like that within those ordeals, kind of the question. They bomb all day, and then the pitch behind it when the shift kind of wraps up. What's the next move as far as those pitch can happen? Just questioning. I was looking up a little bit earlier to question if Ukraine and some of these top places even have internet access pitches like that. Because it's really kind of a mystery as to what these people do. It's just literally that probably just sprawled out, laying in bed all day with the exacting kind of nature, just that full bound kind of boredom with this nothing to do, not being able to get sleep. And if there's not internet pitch like that, there's really not much to do. If there's not electricity either, there's not a real lot of product apart from I mean, it really just boils down to this. The war is definitely a pretty serious type nature pitch like that, but there's not a lot of active territory to kind of figure out as far as what to do within like the recreational type area. Just the pitch as far as saying whether or not the war shift is just in the daytime pitch like that. It's just kind of ordeal as far as questioning just the aspect. It would definitely feel like a very scorning type concept within the pitch, as far as just the pitch of just not having anything to do besides whether or not if a missile's going to hit your home or something like that. It's this kind of pitch. It's really, I mean, that's just thinking about that particular concept. But that's the only thing on your mind is whether or not your home is going to get hit by missiles. This kind of pitch. I mean, considering in a 24-hour type session within those fairs, kind of question what else would kind of go through your head as far as this pitch going to happen. You have to think, all right, I need to go to the bathroom, need to shower, need to eat. Some of these type pitches within the format, but it's this kind of fair as far as like the extracurricular type territory within those fairs. I mean, even if you have like a quick meal, something like that, that's still 23 and a half type hours in the pitch. It just that relative disrelief, just that extended kind of boredom within some of those type pitches, as far as just like the product, as far as saying that it just doesn't have very much composition within those altitudes as far as anything else to really do. It's got to be, like, I would definitely say, probably within the aspect they're probably pulling out there here, not just from like the bombing, but just the aspect there's just not shit to do within some of the products. I would definitely say they need to send like those people some dominoes and shit like that, some of those type of things pronto as far as those pitch gonna go. It's kind of extra concerned. Now, I did look up. It seems like they do at least have internet. Like, I think some of those type ones, they have like satellite type things, pitches like that. That's kind of helping out with the internet, but still within the fair as far as saying within certain type senses, if they don't have electricity, it's, when you look after the fair as far as this is kind of the product of dislike. I think the concept of boredom is very real within those pitches as far as like an extracurricular type thing to kind of have within the aspects as far as those fairs. So just an observation, some of that pitches, but just kind of something to question, almost questioning, like, folks will send like food and things like that, but it's kind of the pitch as far as what sort of entertainment could a person send a damn person within some of that pitches that could circulate those particular type fairs kind of aspects for us. But that's just kind of aspect about it.